Dependency injection. This is the last principle in SOLID principles. Now, this dependency injection is used to pass the dependencies. Dependencies means the objects into a class that helps the code to be more flexible, reusable, and testable. This helps in achieving loose coupling. This is the very important keyword, loose coupling. Dependency injection is mainly used to achieve loose coupling. I'll tell you in example when I'm discussing about it, you'll understand it, what is loose coupling and how loose coupling can be achieved using dependency injection. Now here we have three types of dependency injection. One is constructor dependency injection, poor man's, which is also known as poor man's injection. Now this dependency, the object will be injected via the constructor. The class receiving the dependency declares a read-only field. Now this class, that type of object will be read-only. I'll show you when I'm explaining in the example very clearly. The other one is second one, method injection. Method injection, we just pass the objects to the method parameters to the method parameters. The dependency is passed as a parameter to a method. We pass the objects to a method which takes the method type, the object has a parameter in it. Now, this class doesn't store the dependency, it is used within the method only. Remember, this class doesn't store the dependency, it is used within the method only. Now, the third one is property, which are get and set methods. Now here we have dependency injection, which is passed or injected via the get set methods. Set is used to inject the dependency and get is used to get the values. So this is about dependency injection. Looking at the UML diagram for the dependency injection, specifically constructor or postman injection, in here we have an I event. Now if I want this college class to be flexible to adapt to these two things, loose coupling. Now if I only implement the football event in this college class, then it is only fixed for that. I cannot have the other methods or other classes or other objects, other events which are happening to be implemented in this college. To overcome that, I should be flexible with football event and party event. To overcome that, we use dependency injection. Here we are using constructor injection. Here I have an event interface, I event details. Football is getting extended by that, and party event is also getting extended by that. Now what I do, I inject these objects through the constructor of this class so that I can be flexible to use any one of this class depend on my requirement. We'll see this clearly with an example code so that you'll understand it, how things work all together, and this dependency injection, how it helps in achieving loose coupling. To better understand dependency injection, let us consider this example. This example, as I mentioned before, the UML diagram, the college. This college has a private variable that is events of type tech events. This is only responsible for creating tech events object. Okay. Now this tech events, this we have a constructor. The new object is created that is assigned to events. Now when I get the event details, what happens is it only can retrieve the tech event details. Now here I have a tech events class which is just loading the event details once. Now this class is tightly coupled to tech events. It is not loosely coupled for the other events. Tomorrow, if I want party events or football events, whatever the events I want to conduct in the college, or as per the requirement want to create new objects for them, then this tech events cannot accept the football or the party events since it is of type tech events. To overcome this problem, to achieve loose coupling, what we do is we create constructor injection or method injection or property injection, any one type of injection in here. Now here I have tech events. Normally I have event interface which is having a method called load event. which is having a method called load event. This load event is must be implemented in all the classes, the subclasses or the child classes that are getting implementing this I event. Now this has tech event has football, tech event has technology event details, football has football event details, party event has party event details. Now in the college, if you clearly observe, I have an object of type I event. Before we have tech event in here, if you clearly see here, it is only, it can only accept tech event objects inside it. But here, if you clearly observe, this is I event. Whatever the child that is getting extended or that is extending I event can pakka have this I event accepted. So this party event can be put into this, the new object can be assigned to this, the football event can be assigned to this, and similarly so on. Now this event I'll explain in detail with simple other examples for you to understand this clearly. For now, I'll explain you how these things work. Hopefully you'll understand it. uh, Now here I'll pass an object, whatever it could be. It could be party event, it could be football event, it could be tech event. Once the object is passed, that will be assigned to this, the current object. This refers to the current object. So this dot events equal to IE. This events will be assigned to this one. Now after that, now the events will have the object that we pass into this constructor. After that, this events will be calling the load event details. Now if I pass the object of party event, it will load the party event details. The pass the object of football event, then the football event details will be loaded, so on like that. So for now we'll understand a simple examples which I have in below for simplicity and clear understanding and getting clarity on the things for better. Example code for this dependency injection. Dependency injection in simple again, loose coupling. To achieve loose coupling, this masks the implementation to the client. Client only needs the function to work, the requirement that he wanted to be satisfied, not the implementation. He doesn't care about the implementation, and no modification can be changed. No modifications can be done. Also, the intention is to make the code maintainable. This helps in reducing the tight coupling. Let's see three of these examples with the different codes that we have. Now we have constructor injection where we inject the dependency via the constructor. Going to the code, now let's see this simple example. We have an interface called iCalculator. This iCalculator has two classes that are getting extended by it. Addition extends, that is implements. This is an interface, okay? Addition implements iCalculator, division implements iCalculator. Now here, interface iCalculators has an operation method that is type of written type of void, which is doing nothing. I mean written nothing. And this operation must be implemented in the subclasses, right? This implementation has happened in here. In addition class, we are printing addition operation. For simplicity, I have put it like this. You can do the operation or the logic that you want to implement inside this. Also, the division class has also an operation method which is implementing the division operation. Now, here we have a calculator. This calculator should be able to have the flexibility to inject both operations so that I can use according to my requirements. Here, I have a read-only variable that is underscore iCalc, which is type of iCalc interface type. Now, here, this is a private variable. This can be accessed only within this class, not externally, or if it is extended by any class, it cannot be accessed. So here we have the constructor. How do we identify the constructor? Constructor will have the same name as class name, and it doesn't have any return type for it. Now in this constructor injection, I have a parameter. This constructor is taking a parameter of object type iCalculator. Now this object is this. Whatever the object I pass will be assigned. The value will be passed to this one, which is this. After that, now I have a calculation method which calls the operation. Now this operation is this, or it could be this, depend on the object we pass. Once again, when we go to the main program, here I have a calculator, this calculator, this one. In here, calculator AC, addition calculator specifically I'm creating in here. This I'm creating the object, and this has a constructor that is taking a parameter of type iCalculator. Now here I'm passing an object of addition. Addition type of object is passed into this. This is assigned to this. After that, I'm calling the calculation method. This calculation method, now this object, or it could be this object, the same thing which we have in here, is the addition object, because we are passing the addition object in here. Once we have the addition object dot operation, addition object dot operation will call this one. That is what the output for this. Similarly, we have calculator DC, division calculator, new calculator, which is taking the parameter as new division. This new division is the object that is passed in here. That is assigned to this. This is the object of new division. New division object. The division object calls the operation method. Division object has the operation which is printing division operation. Now let's see once we execute this in the online compiler. C hash compiler or C sharp. See, addition operation and division operation. Now I have the flexibility to, this class has the flexibility to accept these types, addition and division both. It is not tightly coupled to any one. That is, it is not tightly coupled to addition. I can also pass addition as well as division, whatever I want as per the requirement. So this is about constructor injection. Similarly, we have method injection. This method injection, we will eliminate the constructor. Only method is used. Directly through the method we'll pass the object. So going to the example, the same thing. We have interface iCalculator, which is getting extended or implemented by addition and division. The operations are same. Addition and division operations are happening respectively. Now in the calculator, what we are doing is, I have a private type of variable which is of type iCalculator, private variable which is of type iCalculator. Now this iCalculator has a calc method. We remember this is method injection. We do not use or have constructor inside it. So here this method is accepting an object. This object is passed, will be assigned to this, that is this value. This object dot operation, whatever the object we pass, if it is addition, then addition dot operation. If it is division, then division dot operation. That will be called in here directly. Instead of having one constructor and one method, we have a single method that does both at a time. Assigning of the variable, giving the variable value into this and calling them directly. Now in the hello world, the same thing happens. Similarly to that, the calculator I have passed, I created a new calculator object. This object has this object constructor is having nothing. Since we do not have constructor, we do not pass anything. After that, AC is this object dot calc method. This calc method is accepting an object of type iCalculator. iCalc is type of interface. I can pass this object or this object. Once I pass the addition object, the addition object is assigned to this. Addition dot operation will call this one. Similarly, for the calculator, new division. When I pass new division will be in here. division dot operation, this will be called. So that is what the method injection is. Coming to the property injection. Property injection, we use the properties get set methods in here. Similar to that, we have a private calculator and a private public way method which is of type iCalculator. Now, if you clearly observe, we have created an object called iCalculator. After that, AC, this method we are calling AC.service is equal to new addition. New addition value, the object will be assigned to this one through this set method. Once it is done, we have another method which calls the operation. So that same method which the value is assigned to this and this one is same as this one, that is same as this. Once the object is assigned, the object dot operation, the respective object dot operation will be called whatever it is passed. So this is having the flexibility to accept addition and division. So this is achieving loose coupling, which I emphasized a lot for this dependency injection.